This video is sponsored by Card Kingdom. You can visit their store by using my referral link in the description below. Okay, well, Mirror Box is basically unplayable and limited. I shouldn't even just say basically. It's just unplayable and limited. You're just not going to get enough legendaries or copies of creatures for it to matter. It's such a bummer it says non-token even, but I guess it would get a little busted if it was like a token payoff. But, so what do we have here? Well, we've got an Intercessor's Arrest, a Sky Blessed Samurai, and Okiba Reckoner Raid. I think that's sort of the top tier of this particular pack. Born to Drive is nice, but I think these three cards are better. It feels like it's probably just a Reckoner Raid. I mean, it's just such a powerful one-drop. It's been so good in the format. You know, it's we could take a Shrine, but the blue Shrine is just so mediocre on its own that I'm not in love with it. If it's the green one or the white one or the red one, taking them is one thing, but the blue one is just not very good. So it's a little awkward to take it on its own. Okay, we probably take the Visitor. Powerful enchantment payoff. Another really great one-drop. Back-to-back, like, really powerful one-drops isn't a bad way to start your day. Obviously, we need enchantments, but, that's pretty easy to come by. Maybe if you're in green-white, it's really easy, but if we end up in black-green, for example, it's still pretty easy. So, thank you for the resub, Eon Volterra. So, yeah, let's grab this Visitor. Risona's good, but not like so good that I'm going to take a gold card over. I mean, I think Generous Visitor is basically just as good overall. Okay. So, Thirst for Knowledge, Modern Age, Voltage Surge. Those are kind of the cards we're looking at. Rebuke's good, but it's definitely a tier below them, and so is the Kunai. They're all nice, but, I mean, Dockside Chef's not bad either. Yeah, I mean, I think the Modern Age might just be the best card in this pack. Yeah, I mean, it has a bunch of, like, nice but not great cards in it, this pack does. I mean, I could stay in this neighborhood, it's pretty good, but yeah, maybe that's just what I do. I think the Chef is pretty good. Yeah, we'll do it. Okay. So, second blue Shrine for somebody. Invigorating Hot Springs is quite good if you can get it going. And Prosperous Thief is too. We may just take Fade into Antiquity. I think Hot Springs is great. And we could try to splash it. I mean, maybe it's worth that. It probably is. It's that good. I like Fade into Antiquity. In an ideal world, I think you have one in every green deck, but Hot Springs is good, and it's still very... Oh. So the awkward thing is they don't actually get that much better in Limited. I mean, in multiples. But you do get more counters, and that's a thing. I mean, they're not going to get double haste, but, I think I'm interested. It's also really good with the Visitor. You can just give everything haste, basically. Okay. So, red-green does seem to be calling my name. Another Modern Age, but there's also a Surge. I think maybe I just take that. These two black cards are both fine, but nothing special. Yeah, I think we'll take the Surge here. Are we moving into black-green? I mean, red-green. Maybe. Glad you like Needs and Notes, Fish Lips. So, yeah, I mean, we may just be straight-up red-green now. It is a good color pair for splashing, but neither of these are that great to splash. As nice as they are as cards, they're not that great to splash. So, Shrine Steward often has things to search up. Lethal Exploit, Tamio's Completion, they're fine. Hi, Relaven, glad you made it to the stream. What do I want here? I mean, I sort of feel like Completion's better than Lethal Exploit, but if we're this deck, Splashing the Exploit is probably just going to be better, like if we're hot springsing it here. Yeah, we'll take the Exploit. I mean, we could also end up being any number of other decks, and the Exploit is pretty good in all of them, but we've already got 3 cards that modify, so probably upgrades Lethal Exploit. We have a bunch of good cards. You know, that part's good. Yeah. So, I think Network Disruptor is probably the best card in this pack. It may be a signal that blue's somewhat open. But there's decent cards in other colors here, like the Song Shaper and Ember Keeper. I think I like Song Shaper a little more. I mean, if we don't end up with artifact payoffs, maybe not. Obviously, the Ember Keeper synergizes more with, like, Hot Springs, but maybe it is just the Ember Keeper. It looks like we're kind of trying to be like a red-green deck, and it's also an enchantment for our visitor. Yeah, okay. I don't think there's a big gap there in the cards, so this pack is not good. I guess Mirror Shell Crab is the best card in it. We could just grab it because don't really want War Paint or Kindled Fury. Yeah, okay. Let's take a Mirror Shell Crab. I think Mirror Crab is a card too, but yeah. Okay, so Kami of Terrible Secrets looks like it might be pretty good. We've also got a Bloodfell Caves, which could set us up on a splash. Right now, I guess we're all enchantments, but it's early enough that we could probably make the Kami better. Unforgiving one's interesting, you know, if you can modify it a lot, but it's been kind of underwhelming. So it's basically gain land versus Kami. I think we take the Kami. See, you know, we still don't really 100% know where we're ending up. Wow, that's a Thirst for Knowledge still. Could just take a Brute Suit because it's kind of reasonably likely to make any deck, but I think Thirst of Knowledge is good enough. I'm just going to grab it here. All right, here. Does unfortunately feel like black is more open than green. I say unfortunately because like most of our green cards are better. I think we'll just take the black 2-drop here. Torment's good. Shadow Walker, I mean, they're both fine. Which one do I want more? Probably the Torment. Black does seem very open. Okay, black is very open. I mean, I guess if it's going to be that open, I can live with it. Okay, so Kieran's pretty good. Just a great creature, and then it has a very nice effect when you can reconfigure it. It does feel like green might not be open enough. The way that pack sort of, the turn that it took, which sucks because the 2 Hot Springs in the visitor, but, you know, these things happen. So we're not really committed to any second color at this point, I would say. So I'd probably just take the Kieran. It's just a good card all around. Yeah. The red cards in this pack aren't great. Nor are the black ones, so. Ooh, spicy. So we have a Replication Specialist, which is quite good. We do have 1 random Mirror Shell Crab, so. Yeah. Might just take it. I mean, it's definitely the best card in the pack. Lethal Exploit's fine. I guess a gain land would be fine, but I think we're just going to grab this. Okay, well, you immediately get paid off for taking a blue card by getting an insane blue card, which, you know, these 2 are the best 2 uncommons in blue, I think. Behold the Unspeakable and Replication Specialist, so pretty nice to get them back-to-back. I think we probably grab this, and maybe we're moving into blue-black. Sort of feels like that. We had a fun deck with Ishin yesterday. Like, we could definitely potentially splash. Like, splashing the Kieran wouldn't be bad. I could live with it. But, yeah. So, we do need, like, artifacts to make this better and stuff. But, so. Skyscraper's pretty nice, but I'd probably just take another Reckoner Raid, in all honesty. Another Chef wouldn't hurt, but, yeah. Okiba Reckoner rate it is. There's a Tech Wrecker, which is quite strong. That's another very, very good uncommon. So, yeah, as people like to call them, mythic uncommons. We've seen 3 in this pack. I don't think we take the Tech Wrecker. I mean, we don't have an ounce of fixing at this point. I think we can probably get away with just taking like a Completion or a Chain Flail Centipede. Probably the Completion. Hey, Bitterblade, welcome back to the stream. I mean, Tech Wrecker is definitely the best card, but I think, whoa. I think we're going to take the Completion. Okay. So here's a Network Disruptor. I think we grab that pretty happily. Oh, yeah, we have this Mirror Shell Crab and this Thirst for Knowledge. That's right. I guess we had some earlier signs blue was pretty open, huh? So Swiftwater Cliffs could help us splash a red card. Doesn't seem that exciting to me at this point, though. I may just take, like, Lethal Exploit or a Mirror Shell Crab. Yeah. I think I take the Crab. I mean, we're interested enough in artifacts right now for, like, Thirst for Knowledge and stuff that Crab seems fine. Okay. So Iron Apprentice and Network Terminal both look pretty good for what we're doing. Now that we're very interested in artifacts all of a sudden. And which one do I want more? I mean, this one gives us fixing for our Cloud Steel. That's probably good and, you know, has some alternate effects too. Well, I'll take the Enormous Energy Blade. I don't think we're playing it, though. Another one. No surprise there. I mean, Futurist Sentinel's okay. It is an artifact. It's better than Essence Capture is in this format. It's not great, though. Nice. I do think we take Puzzle Maker over Brute Suit. Yeah, we take the Skyscraper. We're going to need some modifications to really get there on Skyscraper, but maybe we'll do it. We could do it, maybe. Okay, well, this is a huge dud of a rare. You know, these days I don't print nearly as many, like, unplayable rares, but this is one. And we opened one, too. We opened Mirror Box, right, in Pack 1, so... Alright, so it's probably just Life of Toshiro. It's so good. Yes, this is our Signpost Uncommon, but we're actually not that Rogue and Ninja-y. You know, we have 2 ninjas and 1 rogue. Like, if I had, like, a deck filled with them at this point, maybe Silver Fur Master would be where we go. But it's not. We don't. So we just take Life of Toshiro, which is just insane value. Very, very powerful card. So we're happy to take it, I guess is what I'm saying. Wouldn't mind splashing Gloom Shrieker. We do have an Uncharted Haven, which can help us with our Kieran. There's also a Brute Suit, another Crab. We probably just take the Haven at this point. I mean, we have a reason to want to fix already. So taking another one when we don't have the fixing, really... I mean, we do have a Terminal, I guess, but... Yeah, I think we take Uncharted Haven there. There's the White Shrine. Lots of stuff I like here. Network Disruptor is good. Modern Age is good. Dismal Backwater is pretty good. How are we doing on artifacts now? We've gone a little harder into them recently. We're doing much better. I think maybe it's just the Modern Age. I like the Disruptor. Maybe I just like the Disruptor more. It's better if we have ninja stuff, but the fact that it's an artifact and it, you know, just gives you real value is nice. Yeah, it's probably still the Modern Age, though. Another Tamio's Completion, another Uncharted Haven, and a Brute Suit. Also a Shadow Walker, which isn't like unplayable or anything. It's just not that great. So a second Haven would definitely, plus Network Terminal, would make this easy to splash. I think we'll just take the Haven here. Okay, Guidebot is interesting. It could... Wow, actually, this pack has so many interesting things. Wow. So, Nizumi Prowler is quite good. Lethal Exploit is nice. We're not so good at modifying it. I think the Guidebot's going to be great. I'd probably just take the Prowler. It's an artifact. Has a great Enter the Battlefield ability. It can ninjutsu, too. So, yeah, we'll just take the Prowler there. Another The Modern Age. Yes. There were so many blue shrines in this draft. There was a mirror box, too, so somebody might go crazy, you know? How are we doing on removal? Maybe we need a Tamio's completion. We're not doing great on removal. Yeah, I think we'll take a second one of these. This is more fixing, but we don't really need it. I think I'd rather have the Koi. Can have a third Invigorating Hot Spring. Okay, so this is pretty nice. I mean, Hacker's good, Ambusher's good, Scrounger less good. I mean, a bunch of good artifacts. I think I like the Hacker the most. It's an enchantment, but I think that's okay. Okay, so Suit Up has been kind of an overperformer. You know, people, because of ninjutsu, are pretty aggressive blocking and all that. But that said, it sort of feels like I should grab another artifact here if I can. The Operative's nice, too, but it's not great. I think I'd rather have the Scrounger. I think we'll take a Brute Suit over another Mirror Crab. All right, Backwater's not bad to pick up here. I think I like it more than the Terminal. That doesn't help us, sadly. The land, that is. We have a lot of artifacts. I mean, this deck ended up interesting, that's for sure. We're definitely not really a ninja deck. The thing that, I mean, there's definitely going to be drafts where you make it work, but there's so few and far between with Mirror Box that, yeah. So I don't think we want Futurist Sentinel. That much I'm sure of. What else mediocre do we have in here? I mean, the Mirror Shell Crabs aren't great. Skyscraper may not be great in this deck. In fact, it's almost definitely not. Yeah, we have to lose the Skyscrapers, sadly. I mean, it's a real win condition, but if it's going to cost 8, like, all the time, and it pretty much is in this deck, I don't think we need it. I like it, but yeah. We only need 1 Plains, I believe. Yeah, 2 Uncharted Havens, a Plains, and a Network Terminal is good enough for our 1 white card. Probably going to need 17 lands in this deck, but we'll see. I mean, these cards all up here at the top aren't great. I mean, the Crab is okay. We're still at 9 artifacts, 10 enchantments. So more Kamis would have been nice, because our deck ended up being pretty good with that stuff. Shrine Steward wouldn't have been bad either in the end. But yeah. So I think I lose a Shadow Walker and 1 Crab. And we need to lose 1 more card. Maybe it's Clawing Torment. I think we need to run 17 lands in this thing. I mean, we do have a Network Terminal. Maybe we just cut our other Crab and just sort of streamline things a little more. Still leaves us with 7 artifacts. That is getting a little sketchy for like our... I mean, you know, the Koi and the Specialists are all decent enough already, so you don't have to be copying things like crazy to make them good, but we'd kind of like to. Don't really want to cut another artifact, though. I think we have enough reasons to want to hold on to them, so I think we leave the Crab in. And we have to cut something else. Like, Lethal Exploit's not amazing. Yeah, neither is Clawing Torment. Yeah, we probably lose Torment. I mean, we still have plenty of enchantments. We only have 1 card that really cares about enchantments, too, so we don't need to try to run a million of them or anything. Yeah, so... I think we want based on our low drops, I think we want another swamp. Yeah, 9, 10, 17. All right, I think this looks pretty good. We have good enough fixing that if we had some other thing to splash, we could think about it. Unfortunately, this is entirely off color. And Visitor, if you can't play it on turn 1, not really worth it. So we do have this Artificer if we wanted to just throw in another artifact, but I think we're doing fine. All right. Deck looks pretty good. See how it does. Okay. I mean, yeah, I think we can keep this. Is it an amazing hand? No, but it's fine. Definitely something I'm interested in lethal exploiting, I think. Just because it causes so many problems. I think we'll just take the damage. We may lethal exploit it. Ugh. What a gross 1 and 2 they just did to us. I mean, I can kill that, but when an enchantment goes to their graveyard, they just get it back, which is miserable. I mean, I think we probably still kill it, sadly. It's too bad it doesn't get exiled. This comes into play tapped, right? Yes. So we don't want to play that. I could leave up Mirror Shell Crab. I mean, it's not like the Scrounger is going to do much. We probably do want to add to the board, though. But yeah, we're not going to be blocking or anything here. So maybe I just play Brute Suit. Hey, Deal Gal, I'm good. Yeah, let's play our Brute Suit here. We need to get Sagas. You know, we have some powerhouse ones in our deck, and we need them. Okay, so... Alright, so let's play our Scrounger here. I think we'll crew the suit and attack them with it. Because we're not blocking with the Scrounger, I can tell you that much. Nice. And then, yeah, play this and go with white, obviously. Toshiro's Saga would have been so sweet against this Fang of Shigeki. Of course, now if it ever dies, they just get to get back a card, which is not cool, man. Not cool. So now they've stopped attacking us. Suppose that makes sense. So I can throw Brute Suit at them here. I mean, I guess I could play the Kieran, crew the Brute Suit, and just attack with both. I don't hate that plan. Yeah. Obviously, they trade, and then they get back their, that. I guess I just play the Prowler, too, because value. Yeah, I'll just play the Prowler, too. Obviously, they block the suit. We're pretty much out of gas here, which I'm not loving, but, we're in okay shape. I wish, yeah, they have so many cards in their hand compared to us. We need our Thirst for Knowledge or something. Okay. So if I get a mana off of Scrounger, I could leave up Mirror Shell Crab. I mean, cast it as a creature. But there's probably more value to be had by not casting it at this point. I think we'll just swing with this. They have something we can counter it potentially, so... Yeah, I think we counter that. Yeah. So the bad thing is this has reach. The good thing is I can put the Kieran on something and wait for my opponent, to, find a way to kill it at least, because they won't be able to kill me if I equip the Kieran to something. But we're definitely not in great shape. We need like a Tamiyo's Completion or something. Behold the Unspeakable would be good. I could have countered the ability, but they could have just paid the mana for it. It would have made a difference, but not a big one. It's not like it's a hard counter. That'd be nice, right? But it's not. So that is in fact not how it works. All right, so yeah, I guess we go ahead and reconfigure this onto, I guess, the Scrounger. It's harder to kill. Just end our turn and hope we can win that way. It seems unlikely, but it does give us time to find what we need to find. Oh, I see what you're saying. I could have countered from the Story Weave. I could have countered it. Yeah, that was probably better. Yeah, you're right. That would definitely have been better. So we take 5. I don't think the Saga would get exiled. I don't know what would happen, because if Chapter 3 is not happening, and that's what happens when you counter it, yeah. I'm not sure. I guess we'll name black with this one. But yeah, we're not getting the gas that we need from, like, one of our draw spells. Well, there goes our Prowler. See you later, Prowler. So yeah, we're just counting on Undercity Scrounger to get us there at some point in this game. I mean, with the Kieran on it, but they're bound to draw removal eventually. I mean, they may even have it now. They may as well, like, do lethal to us and then use removal. I mean, if they have it. They wouldn't get the creature, that's for sure, if we had countered it, but oh god. Yeah, alright. So, if this ever falls off, we just die. So that's cool. I guess I could have attacked them there, huh? That would have been funny. They don't really have a reason to attack us anymore. I guess they have Vigilance, so who cares? So, yeah. Hey, there's a Thirst for Knowledge. I am mighty thirsty. So, I kind of want all of these. I mean, I guess Behold is definitely the best of these. But, and if I hold on to a land, I can just play Behold right away, which is pretty spicy. And I'll be low enough on cards that this will draw me 4. Yeah. I think I lose Reckoner Raid and a land. Can we get back into the game? I mean, the bad part about all this is all they have to do is kill my Scrounger and I lose. So, even if we're about to draw a million cards, yeah, there you go. So that's the position we were in, is we dead. So yeah, countering the trigger from the Saga when they cast Story Weave definitely would have been better. That was the correct play, I think. We still would have been in a ton of trouble, but not having a giant tree opposing us would have been nice. Okay, seems fine. Okay, that's a nice draw, because it still lets me play this tap land. I guess I can attack them. I think attacking them seems fine. If they want to use a trick to kill our Dockside Chef, I'm not exactly going to be upset. Our Brute Suit's going to get a legit upgrade from the Reckoner raid at some point. So let's play the Brute Suit and end our turn. I don't think we want to like crew and block the Centipede or anything like that. That seems like a bad idea. Ah, yes, here we are again. Osiju reaching skyward. We do have answers, is the thing. We just didn't get them. Like Tamio's completion would have made a huge difference in that last game, but we didn't have it. Yeah, so we take. I think we take 4 here. Yeah, we'll take 4. Okay. Trying to decide if I want to play the Puzzle Maker more to crew it. I guess so. I get to scry after all. Yeah, so crew it. Scry, put that on the bottom. Attack with both of those. I think we probably just take 5. I can't imagine the Iron Apprentice attack is a bluff. I feel like they have something, so. Could be some ninjutsu here, I guess. Yeah, looks like it. Not the most alarming ninjutsu, at least. Okay, so Scrounger. crew. So Bushiju's about to come down, but I'm hoping we can chip in for a bunch of damage here. These two combine pretty nicely together eventually. We get another Scry. We don't have mana for you. I guess we might from our Scrounger, but it's not easy enough to produce that I feel enormously confident about leaving the Kieran on top. Yeah, I mean, what we need is removal for this tree. I mean, that's what we need. Kieran isn't really going to do it for us, and we may never get white mana, so bottom it. Okay. So we chip in for a bunch here. Get them down to 7. They can, of course, attack back pretty hard. Yeah, with the life linker, I guess maybe I should have been less aggressive there. Both of these games have played out, unfortunately, very similarly. Like, we didn't get an early saga going, which is definitely a big downside. So we're going to take 7 here at least. Let me go back up to 10. Gross. I guess I don't have a good enchantment to return, so they're not going to gain the life. Yeah, so at least there's that. At least I didn't gain the life. Yes. We have not drawn well at all. But these things happen. So yeah, we just had to pass the turn. Unfortunately. Yay! Okay. You're gonna block that. Oh, I should have crewed. Should have crewed for sure. Damn it. Yeah. Then these two just have to chump. I can draw a bunch of cards, is the good news. Well, by bunch I mean like 2. No, that's... I still get a chance to crew, actually. It won't do anything, but I'll get to scry off of it, so I guess that matters. We're about to start 0-2, which is pretty miserable. Okay, so if we can find... Is there anything we can find that keeps us from dying here? Lethal Exploit, I guess? I guess that's the answer. So... That's not a lethal exploit. We do still have one more try, though. Oh, what? Didn't I pay 2? Yes. Ah, I see. Even if we find the lethal exploit, it's not like, Yeah, that's not going to do it. So we're dead. Ugh. Not a good start. I mean, we need to get sagas earlier, basically, is what we're looking at. We need a turn 2 Toshiro. Like, in both games, playing our Toshiro in turn 2 would have probably just, like, won us the game, because we would have killed their X1. Gosh, so maybe we finally entered a slump. We went 6-3 in one draft yesterday, but we went 1-3 in the second one. So it may be slump time. Back-to-back bad drafts hasn't happened yet in the format. Not that many bad drafts in general have happened, but we're working on it here. Okay, seems solid. No saga, but you know. I think we hold on to the Haven for now. Yeah, I jinxed myself for sure. Haven't gone 03 in the format yet, but we're working on it. If I felt like my deck was bad, I might think about resigning, but it's also hard for me to do that. I just, you know, playing games is worthwhile generally, but I don't feel like this deck is bad. I just think we've run into Bosiju reaches Skyward and been unable to do anything about it in back-to-back games, which has been annoying. Okay. Well, I think we play the Prowler here, just to add to the board. It also means we have Artifact and Enchantment for our Kami. If we ever get there. Yeah. Might have to name blue with this next turn, we'll see. Oh, God. Okay, probably don't have to name blue with it. We do need to play it now, though. So the problem here is Ward. Ward is a problem. Do I feel okay about trading my Prowler? It's hard to want to with my Kami in my hand. I think we just send in the Chef. Next turn we'll lethal exploit the Automaton. Unless it gets 2 counters, that would be bad. Alright, they got 1, but they also now played a Containment Construct, which may just be more of a problem. But I guess it's easier for me to turn off with Completion, because it doesn't have Ward. So that is good. Okay. My God, I named blue with that still. Not helping my cause here. At least we don't have our Kieran in our hand. That would have been a complete disaster. Alright, so I think we lethal exploit the Automaton here. Pay the Ward. I have another artifact in my hand now, so I think we just swing here. I don't have another enchantment. Well, yeah, I do. So yeah, I think we just swing here. They get rid of our enchantment, so they go to 15. Does probably mean we don't want to play our Kami this turn, but... So opponent's having mana problems, and we're still not doing a great job. We really need to get Behold the Unspeakable or Toshiro, like, at a point in the game where it's super powerful, and we're not doing it. That's for sure. We don't even have, like, a good attack here, because our Prowler's awkward. We're just going to end our turn. I'm probably going to draw our Kieran, and I deserve to at this point, so... Although if I get a treasure, I guess we can not feel too bad about it. Alright. These cards are just so awkward. Like, I don't want to play either of these. So I don't think I'm going to. I can flash this in on something at the end of their turn and then play our Kami on our turn, which wouldn't be too bad. But I just hope they play something worth flashing this onto, you know? That's the weird thing that I'd like to happen. I make Ninja here, and if I can put Tamio's completion on the Ninja, that's... Yeah, that's probably what we're going to do here. Turns off its ability. I get an enchantment in play. Oh, no, it's too late, though. God. It's an Enter the Battlefield one, not a combat damage one. This is not going well. Hey. Okay. So many good sagas in the deck, but they don't want to be our friend. Yeah, so they tap our Scrounger and attack us. Let's hope they don't ninjutsu again. They do not. Okay. Guess I'm willing to trade disruptors here. Can even get a treasure out of it, so... Yeah, so play our Infiltrator here. And make a treasure while we're at it. So now we have our white mana, should we draw our Kirin. I can block and buff if I don't want to use the completion. I mean, I think that's fine. I mean, if they use a trick or something to kill my creature or save theirs, it's not a big deal. I mean, I figure they'd have something, yeah, but it's not a big deal. I mean... Okay. So, I do now have mana to play both of these, but I'm just going to keep holding on to the Kami. I don't see a reason to play it, and I can block the Specialist with our Scrounger, so... These hands have just felt miserable for the most part. Like, we've gotten cards in the... kind of the wrong order. Oh, nice. Haven't seen a whole lot of that card. There's not anything for it to do on this board, so... Thank God. Let's draw some cards, man. Nice. We're actually not going to discard an artifact card. We're going to discard both of these lands. And then just leave all this stuff up and pass our turn. Yeah. So if something goes like real bad here, we have Mirror Shell Crab. I mean, maybe. Could use a trick here. So it's suit up. That does mean Mirror Shell Crab can't do the job here. So that's annoying. Yeah, so just have to let it resolve. Completion won't do anything either. So... things continue to be very awkward. Are we just casting this Mirror Shell Crab? I kind of think we are. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this deck is terrible. Kind of feels that way. Okay, so I think we do want to completion that operative and then play our Kami. Oh, come on! So we can't stick our enchantment in play? What a... oh my god. Things have not gone well. Okay. I just have to play the Kami now, unfortunately. We've slow-rolled it so long, but it's time. Oh my god. It does sort of feel like there's a combination of our deck not being great and poor draws. I mean, that's usually what you need for an 0-3. You need to not have a great deck, and you need for there to be some bad luck too. I mean, 0-3 is hard to do, generally speaking. We're losing to these dramatists' puppets, man. Okay. We don't... oh, I can actually tap the treasure. So I think we do just use this right away. Okay, that's not really the saga I needed, but it's a card. I like it that it's a card. At this point, I can't complain too much. Second Reckoner raid, huh? Well... trying to decide if I want to loot first. See what we have. Because we do have cards that would be far more impactful. I think we go for it. Yep. So it digs us deeper in our deck at least. We need unspeakableness. Our Kieran would... any flyer wouldn't be bad, either. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yep. Looks like we're, like, trying to stabilize. It's not the end of the world when we have a 5-7 around, at least, but... I don't like it, either. Did they go with Reach? They went with Reach on one and Vigilance on the other. Good to know. Replication Specialist hasn't shown up, really. We just haven't gotten our powerful cards. It's basically no Life of Toshiro. It's all been bad news. I don't know why they're not attacking with their operative, but I'm okay with it, I guess. We're gonna deck ourselves first, obviously, at this rate. Ugh. I haven't had a truly miserable feeling draft in this format, but I think that's what we're looking at. I think that's where we are right now. It's kind of insane we have this much card selection and we're still struggling with lands. We did run 17. I mean, I think we had to in this deck, but... Hey, you're really not that useful now. Thanks for your help, though. I guess I can crew this. Doesn't the worst. Crew this and give it +2/+0 and send it in. It's not bad. So, I guess that's what we'll do here. Crew it with our road captain. Play Life of Toshiro. Buff the Brute Suit. So if they double block with the 4/5s, I think we want to kill the one with reach more. Because of the unspeakable. Yeah. Yeah, that's not good. I guess we want to gain the life this turn. We don't really have an attacker. I think we have to throw the Moon Circuit Hacker away. I mean, we have to find Behold the Unspeakable, basically. We don't really have the luxury of just being like, okay, we can add to the board. That's enough. Because it's not. So, okay, that actually might help us. Another flyer, too, actually, so that's cool. I think we put it on Mirror Shell Crab. I mean, they have so much mana, it probably doesn't matter, but the crab's harder to kill. And gosh, I guess we just... Do we just rumble? I guess we just rumble and hope they can't kill our crab, basically. Yeah, this drops them to 7. Yeah, I mean, we're counting on the Kieran getting us out of this, basically. That is our game plan. I don't know that it will. Yeah, I don't know why they weren't attacking with that operative. I'm with you. Because they could be hitting me for 3 a turn. Oh, man. That makes it harder for us to attack. Not impossible, though. I mean, a 1/4... Oh, no, yeah, they have reach, so it is impossible. Thank God for this network terminal, or we would have been dead a long time ago. So... No attacks for us this turn, unfortunately. We are down to 6 cards, but we can't lose right now from running out of cards. So, I mean, again, all they have to do is kill our crab, and we can lose in any number of ways. But, yeah. Ooh, another flyer. All the flyers are showing up. Which is interesting. know, the awkward thing is going to be if we draw Behold the Unspeakable, like, it's at some point in this game we're going to draw it, but we're not going to really be able to do anything with any of its chapters. I guess I'd be able to attack them better, at least, from Chapter 1, but we won't have cards in our hand, and we won't have anything to draw. So, it could be pretty awkward. Their own mirror shell crab. Hey! All right. We got it early enough. We'll actually draw some cards, so there's that at least. Okay, so do we just send in all our flyers now? They don't have much in the way of toughness over there. 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I think we send in all 3 flyers. They don't have much in the way of power either. I could think about a swing out here, actually. And just hope they don't have removal for our crab. Yeah, I think that's our best bet, unfortunately, for us. We at least thin out their board a bunch. I mean... Yeah, they don't have great blocks with their flying or reach creatures, and because I have to assign blockers to like all these other things, it's not going to go super well for them. Yeah, so you lose that flyer. Okay, so we kill your koi. What's this block on? You can't kill either of those, so it doesn't matter. Can't kill either of those, so it doesn't matter. Gross. Well, that didn't go super well for us in the end. I mean, we have the Kirin, so there's that. But yeah. Could have gone better. That safekeeping is a big problem. They do only have 2 things that can block flyers now. And that matters. Alright, let's draw all our deck. Alright, good. So, I mean, we knew we had a Tamio's Completion left, so it's nice to get it. So we stick that here. Then I think we attack with both flyers. Gotta block that. No more Tamio safekeepings. We play a Puzzle Maker. We copy it. I guess we hold on to these 2 cards just for the Unspeakable. Yeah. They're not going to do a whole lot in the immediate future. Can they stop enough flyers this turn? And or kill our Mirror Shell Crab? They're gonna try. Another flyer. Definitely makes a difference. Not a massive one, though. They're dead, aren't they? Yeah. So we know they have nothing in their hands, so we may as well just take this hit. We averted the 0-3. See, the trick is, if you're not drawing your powerful sagas, just draw your whole deck. You know, that's the that's the tried and true way to get there. That was a sweet game, even if we don't win any others. Winning that one felt good. Now, can we rattle off a bunch of wins where we just, like, play turn 2 Toshiro Saga, turn 5 Unspeakable Saga every game? Well, not really, but it's okay. It's an okay hand. Yeah, we need to be drawing our powerful cards early, you know, which, you know, makes some sense. So we get to ninjutsu in the hacker in the near future. I guess that means I want to play the disruptor here. Yeah. It's funny we have all this card draw too, but it just hasn't given us what we need as early as we would like it, basically. Okay. Yeah, so probably should have played an island because then I could replay the disruptor. But they're not, they just get to loot off the hacker. We get to draw a whole real card. Yeah, then we'll play our Prowler. We're not taking advantage of its stuff at all, but it gives us an attacker, and I'm okay with that. I do just take the hacker here, but I think we wanted to add to the board there if we could, and, you know, we could. So, so yeah, we'll let them loot. Could be a ninjutsu, I guess, but that's, you know, not incredibly concerned about that. It is sweet to do it with a hacker, but at least I had to return a hacker. Did they just play the other hacker now? Probably. Good news for us is our puzzle maker can get the shields up here pretty well. Or our scrounger, I guess. So we get to loot again. I think we throw an island away. And yeah, we'll play puzzle maker here. Let's just behold the unspeakable off the top here, right? We can do that. Hello, Life Tonic. Okay. Kind of feels like we just swing out here. I guess I could play the chef first, so if I want to sacrifice something, I can. Yeah. So let's play the chef, and then we'll swing out. Kind of doubt I want to sacrifice something, but they may have removal. Looks like they might have removal for the puzzle maker. Yeah, so we just sack it. It does mean, I guess, we can't play a thing this turn, but I think it's probably still worth it. I guess I can hold on to it and sack it later, though, now that I think about it. So I might as well do that. I mean, maybe they kill our chef between now and then, but I think it's still probably worth doing. It does suck that we can't use our network terminal on it, but, you know. So, I just rumble with all three of these. I think maybe we do. Yeah. So they're going to block both of those. Listen, Dockside Chef. Nah, we'd rather trade. Then we'll play Undercity Scrounger. Oh, they got their behold, didn't they? Okay, so let's play our network terminal here. Hey! Okay. They have theirs going more quickly, and but they're not. We're gonna get to draw 4 off of ours, I guess. It depends on what we draw maybe this turn, but we're probably gonna get to draw 4. Oh my god. I complain about not getting Behold the Unspeakable, and that's what happens. Okay. Watch this, though. Look out. There's 3 of them on the table now. Yeah, your creature's big, I know. I know. Yeah, this is going to be bad. I mean, we need to find removal, obviously. We are going to draw 4 here, so that helps. But them having double Behold is obviously a problem. Nice. Okay. We don't have anything modified, so Exploit is just doing -2/-2. I can use that to kill one of these, at least. I think we just play our Koi. And we're going to use our Terminal, but I think we're going to hold off on it for now. I can actually leave up the Crab, too. So, yeah. I mean, there's something to be said for killing these while we can, but I'm not too alarmed. I think it's probably the best uncommon, yeah. So, the time we finally do get ours at a reasonable time, our opponent played 2 before we did. Why? Why are things this way? Because I've been really lucky up until this point in this format is the answer. Has to even out at some point. This is a bad luck draft right here. Though, if we get our Kieran and our opponent doesn't have removal, you know, that means we always have an out, so. Gross, gross, gross. Okay, so... So I think we block that. Take the rest. If they have a trick, we can use Lethal Exploit on the Ambusher at least. They are at 10? That's an aggressive attack when you're at 10, isn't it? Yes, it is. Is the answer. They're doing something here. Ninjutsu on a vision of the unspeakable. It's possible. Okay. So they're going to rebuy their vision, which is gross. Yeah, we'll go ahead and lethal exploit that thing now, though. I could leave up the crab to counter Behold, but them playing Behold isn't that big of a deal. I mean, it's not great for us, but it's... I think keeping them from gaining life is important. They may have something they can do here, but that also means they aren't playing Behold this turn, so... Nice. So, Behold. Alright, so we're going to use our terminal. Oh. I don't have the mana to use my terminal. Just kidding. So, I think it's time to give up our puzzle maker. I don't really have a reason to play more things in our hands, so I guess I just don't. Yeah, we'll hold off on using our terminal. We have enough mana to use the crab and the terminal if we want to here, so yeah. Just end our turn. Oh, I could have made a treasure. You are correct, sir. Or madam. This is going to be a long draft to go 1 and 3 in, but such is life. I mean, we're actually not out of this yet, especially because we always have the Kieran to help us out. The only reason we're even in this is because of this card, obviously, because it drew us 4 cards. Yeah, so we're taking 7. We could try to block it, but it's not going to go well. Thirst. Yeah, not like we can do anything about that. I mean, I guess I could use my terminal. See what we have. Yeah, that's not helping us. So let's let them thirst. It hits us for 9. 8. We may mirror shell crab whatever they try to play here, if they try to play something. We could sneak lethal in here, like, It's a very real possibility given their life total. We would need something, obviously. But it's possible. Oh yeah, hell no. Pass on that one. Thanks, though. You're not getting our vision, too. Okay. So. 4, 7. So there's 7 they can't block at all. And then we have Menace. And then we have Okiba Reckoner Raid. Do we just get in with lethal here? They were really counting on that Invoke the Winds, I guess. 4, 7, 9. So they can't block this at all. That's 7 damage. They have to double block that. This doesn't gain them life. It just has Death Touch and Menace. And whatever they block, I can sacrifice to make the vision bigger. My god, I think we're going to get in for lethal out of nowhere here. Didn't see that coming. Oh my god! That game felt so hopeless when they played 2 visions. That is... They were really counting on that Invoke the Winds resolving when they attacked us, because they were like, okay, I mean, I'm just going to get another Unspeakable, everything will be fine. And then it was like, nah, I don't think you can. That was back-to-back really sweet wins. Even if we may not get to even 3-3, like the 2 wins we have were sweet ones. Yeah, ninjutsuing their vision was a little greedy, that's for sure. That is for sure. That is a terrible hand that we're going to have to mulligan. Alright, much better. Might just be the Puzzle Maker. It is a pretty good blocker early, though. I mean, I guess I hold on to it and lose the Koi. Yeah. Also something to discard to Thirst. Yeah, this is a great format. I'm with you. Cast a Moon Circuit Hacker the old-fashioned way. Looks like it's probably dying to Lethal Exploit. Yes, it is. Menace is so annoying. We'll play our Puzzle Maker here. Black and red. Gonna be some anvils at some point, I think it's safe to say. Okay, so we're gonna discard a card. Guess it's probably like Brute Suit. Yeah. Could be the Chef. These are all bigger bodies that can actually do stuff, so I think it is the Chef. I have to discard something else here. Okay. Do I just play Brute Suit, crew it, and attack them? I get a scry out of it. Oh, I guess it's true. I could have sacked... Sacking something would have been nice, but there's not really a way for us to do that in this situation. So yeah, let's just play the Brute Suit here. Knowing what's on top of our library will definitely help us decide what we want to discard, and it's a land. I think we're probably discarding Undercity Scrounger this time. Yeah, I think we bottomed the land. I should have waited, I guess, but it's not like I could block, so... yeah, we discard our Scrounger. Not in great shape here. I mean, Long Reach of the Night get us in a situation where it's very awkward. Interesting that they didn't want to ninjutsu that, huh? I mean, it works for me, I guess. I guess they wanted to use it to trade for my Brute suit. What was their thought there? So, do I just Thirst here? I mean, I think we probably do. We may end up making this even larger is the downside, but I think we still do it. We kind of want the Specialist and the Prowler if we can help it. But holding on to a bunch of lands here is pretty good. I mean, we need these lands at some point, so... So how big are you going to be? Too big. Alright, so play our Reckoner Raid here. I think we just pass. I mean, we can crew this, but we'll just do it as a blocker. They don't have... Yes, they do. Darn it. So this will attack as a 4. That's no fun. So... Yeah, okay. Yeah, we just take the 2 here. Then we crew just to scry. You don't really help me quickly enough, unfortunately. Oh. You're not legendary, are you? Man, I'm greedy. Okay. We're gonna try to make a copy of this next turn. That'll be sweet. We are gonna take a big hit from the Animus, but it's worth it. If we can get 2 Kirans going, we're gonna be pretty happy. No! It hurts so much. It hurts so much. Man, that's heartbreaking. That breaks my heart. Alright, so we're taking 5. So obviously playing the Kirin would have been better. Like, that would have been... I mean, it's hard to say. If they have removal, it wouldn't have been better. You know, making copies is probably just a better thing to do. Like, it makes it more likely. You know, it's been a tough morning, but those 2 games we won, like I said, were so sweet that I can easily get over it. Okay, so we're gonna crew. Thank you for the follow, Silmarillion. No thanks. We need an artifact pretty badly. You're not an artifact. Well, I think that means we're dead. Man, them making us discard that Kirin was brutal. Because it was going to be so sweet. Like, if I made 2 copies of it, it would have been pretty hard for us to lose this game. Which would have been another pretty amazing comeback. But, yeah, I think maybe we're just dead to a swing out here. Okay, they decided to be a little more conservative, and that's probably makes sense, I guess. So, I can double block this thing. And maybe I have to, because like next turn they can swing for so much. There aren't any other artifacts that I could draw that would be like insane to copy. I mean, there's plenty to copy, but none of them are going to be enough to save us. So I could throw Brute Suit and Specialist in front of the Animus. I mean, I guess we'll scry. That's always a little bit more information. Makes it easier. Yeah, we don't want that. Do we need to block here? Yeah, probably. Ugh. Nah. I don't think we have a chance if we do. We'll just take 5. Because if we do, they kill our Specialist, and... Nah, there's not really anything we can draw, though. I mean, what else are we gonna do? Yeah. Let's scry one more time, just to see. Yeah, that might have been nice. Alright, like I said, it's a 2-3, but it's a 2-3 that feels really good because our 2 wins were so epic. So, oh man, that's the kind of 2-3 I can, you know, keep my head held.